Ultimate 28-night, 27-day India itinerary for international travelers. Introduction. India is a vast and diverse country, offering a rich tapestry of experiences that span centuries of history, myriad cultures, and diverse landscapes. This meticulously curated 28-night, 27-day itinerary is designed for international travelers seeking to immerse themselves in the essence of India. From the bustling streets of Delhi to the serene landscapes of the Northeast, this journey encompasses the best of South, North, Central, East, and West India, including the Northeast, covering major states, union territories, UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and cultural landmarks. The itinerary follows. Arrival in Delhi, Day 1. Accommodation, stay in a heritage hotel or boutique guesthouse in central Delhi. Activities. Visit Humayun's tomb and Qutub Minar, UNESCO sites. Explore Jama Masjid and take a rickshaw ride through Chandni Chowk. Visit India Gate and the National Museum for an introduction to India's history. Delhi to Amritsar, Day 2 to 3. Travel, take a morning Shatabdi Express train to Amritsar. Activities. Visit the Golden Temple, the holiest shrine in Sikhism. Experience the Wagah border ceremony in the evening. Explore the Partition Museum to understand the 1947 partition's impact. Amritsar to Dharmashala, Day 4 to 5. Travel, drive to Dharmashala, the residence of the Dalai Lama. Activities. Visit the Tsuglaghang Complex and Tibetan Museum. Explore the monasteries and enjoy the serene mountain views. Participate in a meditation session at a local monastery. Dharmashala to Varanasi, Day 6 to 7. Travel, fly to Varanasi, the spiritual capital of India. Activities. Witness the Ganga Aarti at Dashashwaind Ghat. Take a boat ride on the Ganges at sunrise. Visit Kashi Vishwanath Temple and Sarnath, UNESCO site. Varanasi to Khajuraho, Day 8 to 9. Travel, take a train to Khajuraho. Activities. Explore the UNESCO-listed Khajuraho group of monuments, known for their intricate erotic sculptures. Attend the Sound and Light show in the evening. Khajuraho to Orchha, Day 10. Travel, drive to Orchha. Activities. Visit the Orchha Fort Complex and Chaturbhuj Temple. Enjoy a boat ride on the Betwa River. Orchha to Agra, Day 11 to 12. Travel, drive to Agra. Activities. Visit the Taj Mahal, UNESCO site, at sunrise. Explore Agra Fort and Fatehpur Sikri, UNESCO site. Visit the tomb of Idamadudidala. Agra to Jaipur, Day 13 to 14. Travel, drive to Jaipur, the capital of Rajasthan. Activities. Visit Amber Fort, City Palace, and Jantar Mantar, UNESCO site. Explore Hawa Mahal and the local bazaars. Attend a traditional Rajasthani cultural performance. Jaipur to Udaipur, Day 15 to 16. Travel, take a flight or drive to Udaipur. Activities. Visit City Palace and Jagdish Temple. Enjoy a boat ride on Lake Pichola. Explore the local markets for traditional Rajasthani handicrafts. Udaipur to Mumbai, Day 17 to 18. Travel, fly to Mumbai. Activities. Visit the Gateway of India and Elephanta Caves, UNESCO site. Explore Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus, UNESCO site, and Marine Drive. Visit the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vasta Sangrahalaya. Mumbai to Goa, Day 19 to 20. Travel, fly to Goa. Activities. Relax on the beaches of North and South Goa. Visit the Basilica of Bom Jesus and Say Cathedral, UNESCO sites. Explore the spice plantations and enjoy Goan cuisine. Goa to Kochi, Day 21 to 22. Travel, fly to Kochi, Kerala. Activities. Explore Fort Kochi and the Chinese fishing nets. Visit Mattancherry Palace and St. Francis Church. Attend a Kathakali dance performance. Kochi to Madurai, Day 23. Travel, take a train to Madurai. Activities. Visit Meenakshi Amman Temple, a Dravidian architectural marvel. Explore the Tirumalai Nayakar Palace. Madurai to Chennai, day 24 to 25. Travel, take a train to Chennai. Activities. Visit Kapalishwara Temple and San Tomi Basilica. Explore the Government Museum and Marina Beach. Attend a Bharatanatyam dance performance. Chennai to Kolkata, day 26 to 27. Travel, fly to Kolkata. Activities. Visit the Victoria Memorial and Indian Museum. Explore Howrah Bridge and Dakshineswar Kali Temple. Experience the Durga Puja celebrations if visiting during the festival.
नमस्ते, मेरे चैनल पर एक बार फिर आपका स्वागत है। आशा है कि अब तक आपको यह वीडियो पसंद आया होगा। मुझे यकीन है कि आप इसे अंत तक देखना चाहते होंगे, लेकिन यहाँ 1 मिनट का ब्रेक लेते हैं। मैं आपसे निवेदन करता हूँ कि कृपया इस वीडियो को लाइक और शेयर करें। साथ ही अगर आप मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें तो ये बहुत अच्छा होगा। सब्सक्राइब करने के बाद नोटिफिकेशन या बेल आइकन को क्लिक करें। इससे यह सुनिश्चित होगा कि आप मेरी द्वारा रिलीज की गई उपयोगी, जानकारीपूर्ण, रोमांचक और थ्रिलिंग वीडियो कभी नहीं मिस करेंगे। अगर आप वीडियो पर कमेंट कर सकें तो और भी अच्छा होगा कि आपको यह वीडियो कितना पसंद आया। अगर आप चाहते हैं कि मैं किसी विशेष विषय पर वीडियो बनाऊं, या अगर आप अपनी कहानियां मेरे साथ साझा करना चाहते हैं जिन्हें आप मेरे चैनल पर देखना चाहेंगे, आइए इस YouTube परिवार को 1 लाख सब्सक्राइबर्स तक और उसके पार ले जाएं। मैं इन वीडियो को बनाने में बहुत मेहनत करता हूं और यह मेरे लिए एक पूर्णकालिक गतिविधि है। केवल आपका प्यार और प्रोत्साहन मुझे आगे बढ़ने के लिए प्रेरित कर सकता है। धन्यवाद। ओह हाँ, कृपया मुझे फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम, ट्विटर और लिंक्डइन पर भी फॉलो करें। आप QR कोड स्कैन करके इन सभी सोशल नेटवर्क्स पर मुझे फॉलो कर सकते हैं ताकि हम और भी करीब से जुड़ सकें। आइए अब जारी रखें, आनंद लें।
Kolkata to Guwahati, day 28. Travel, fly to Guwahati, Assam. Activities. Visit Kamakya Temple and Umananda Temple. Explore the Assam State Museum. Enjoy a river cruise on the Brahmaputra River. Travel logistics. Railways, utilize India's extensive railway network for intercity travel. The Indian Railways offers various classes, including sleeper, 3AC, 2AC, and 1AC, catering to different budgets and comfort levels. Airways, domestic flights are recommended for long-distance travel between major cities. Airlines like Air India, Indigo, and Vistara operate across the country. Bus travel, state-run and private buses connect smaller towns and cities. For comfort, consider Volvo or deluxe buses. Local transport, auto rickshaws, cycle rickshaws, and taxis are widely available. Apps like Ola and Uber operate in many cities. Cultural experiences. Festivals, if your visit coincides with major festivals like Diwali, October-November, Holi, March, or Durga Puja, September-October, plan to experience the local celebrations. Cuisine, indulge in regional specialties. Delhi, chol bhatur, paratha. Rajasthan, dal bati churma, gat ki sabzi. Maharashtra, veda pav, pav bhaji. Goa, bibinka, feni. Kerala, sadhya, appam with stew. Arts and crafts, explore local markets for traditional handicrafts. Jaipur, blue pottery, block printed textiles. Udaipur, pitchway paintings, miniature art. Kochi, core products, Kathakali masks. Kolkata, terracotta artifacts, Kaligat paintings. Conclusion. This comprehensive 28-night, 27-day itinerary offers a deep dive into India's rich tapestry of history, culture, and spirituality. From the architectural marvels of Delhi to the serene landscapes of the Northeast, each destination provides a unique glimpse into the soul of India. Remember to check local travel advisories, book accommodations and transportation in advance, and respect local customs and traditions to ensure a smooth and enriching journey. Additional tips. Health and safety, stay hydrated, use bottled water, and be cautious with street food. Carry a basic medical kit and any personal medications. Packing, pack light, breathable clothing for the day, and warmer layers for the evenings, especially in hill stations. Modest attire is recommended when visiting religious sites. Connectivity, purchase a local SIM card for easy access to maps, bookings, and communication. Etiquette, always ask for permission before taking photographs of people, especially in rural areas. Remove shoes when entering temples and homes. Embark on this journey to experience the diverse and vibrant cultures of India, creating memories that will last a lifetime.